What's up, guys? How are you? Welcome into a Saturday morning episode of the Daily Juice Podcast. My name is Matt Perrault. You guys can follow me across all of my socials at Sports Talk Matt. Not a winning day on Friday. Bummer. The Atlanta Dream were outscored 31-20 in the fourth quarter. They had a nice lead. They were up by double digits the whole game. And then the fourth quarter, they collapsed, and the Mystics almost won the game. Win for the Dream, but they do not come anywhere near covering, unfortunately. So we go 0-1 in the W, 1-1 in Major League Baseball. The plus money on the Pirates helped to cut down on the Blue Jays. That was the play of the day. Blue Jays, ouch. But Bo Bichette got an RBI. I did bet that prop. More here in just 1 second on that. So it's a 1-2 day, down 1.34 units. Now we need to have winning days on Saturday and Sunday to even have a shot, have a winning week. It's still technically in range. We're now 8-7, our picks on the week, but down, obviously, from the juice perspective. So let's see what we do Saturday and Sunday. Okay, so I've been playing with the prop bet cheat sheet, and I've been betting different plays during the week before I got involved, because I knew I would start to get more heavily involved with Major League Baseball from the prop bet cheat sheet perspective. Basketball went so well. I kind of wanted to get a feel, and I kind of wanted to play some things, and so I was doing other things and betting it with my other show, which is the hat I'm wearing. And so we had a good week, and so I'm going to jump in here and start to bet some player props for Major League Baseball. I don't love player props for Major League Baseball. I think that they're kind of wonky. I think they're very inconsistent, and I think there's a lot of group think that goes into these props. I think everybody winds up on the same thing. It's like always a strikeout prop, and it's always like a 6.5, and the guy has 6 or he has 7, so it's somewhere in that range, right? But there's one player that the prop bet cheat sheet really has liked this week, and so I think it's a chance to jump in, given the opponent as to who he is playing. I'm also going to get involved with a total in that game, and I have a college baseball bet for Game 1 of the College World Series tonight. We have not bet anything to do with Omaha. Let's get involved with Coastal against LSU here tonight in Game 1 of the College Baseball World Series in Omaha, Nebraska. If you guys don't know, I spent 5 years hosting Afternoon Drive in Omaha, doing a ton of work around the College World Series. I love this event. I don't normally bet it until we get to the final, and we have Game 1 here tonight between Coastal and LSU in Omaha at Charles Schwab Stadium. But before I talk about the plays for today, let me remind you about our offer from No Vig. This is a peer-to-peer betting platform that's legal in most states. You compete against other users. You can also find better lines than traditional books. You can also set your own lines as well. There are no commissions and no hidden fees. It uses a coin deposit system, but it is real money. You can use the code DAILYJUICE for 50% off your first coin purchase, up to $25. Check it out now at bettingpros.com/juice. That's bettingpros.com/juice, code DAILYJUICE for a 50% off your first coin purchase with No Vig. Okay, so let's talk about the first game of the day. Tigers on the road against the Rays. So you look at the Tigers on the road this year in Major League Baseball. They are the number 1 team to road overs so far, 24-15. That's 61.5% of the time they're going over. In the first game of this series, we saw a massive explosion by the Rays offense. In fact, the Rays offense has been absolutely on fire, and the Rays have caught the Yankees in the American League East. It's pretty impressive to see. In fact, the entire American League East is really pretty tight here. Red Sox just beat the Giants last night. The Yankees are only a game and a half up on Tampa, 2 games up in the loss column. They're 3 games up on the Blue Jays in the loss column. They're 5 games up on the Red Sox in the loss column, but the Red Sox are starting to play much better on the road, and now 17-20 where they were. Red Sox get a win last night. Actually, they're now 18-20 and they are just 4 games back. That standings hasn't been updated yet. Red Sox just went final 7-5, beating Rafael Devers and the San Francisco Giants. So those two teams go at it again. But the first game of the day here today, Tigers at Tampa. Sawyer Gibson Long against Ryan Pipiot, or Pipiot. This is the team of last names I cannot pronounce. But Brandon Lau, I can say his name, and he's been good to me this week, whether it be to score a run or to have an RBI. Now, the prop bet cheat sheet, to score a run for Brandon Lau. He went last week 7 consecutive games where he scored a run. He went 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 1, 2 before last night, which is kind of crazy because, well, let's see, before Friday night, where he didn't score. I'm pretty confident he scored yesterday. He's been unbelievable from a run scoring perspective. 14-8 was the final score, and he did not score a run. That's back-to-back games. He has not scored a run, which is crazy too. Didn't have an RBI. 1 for 5, Brandon Lau. He's been red hot. It was everybody else that got rolling. The bottom of the order, the 7, 8, 9 hitters for Tampa Bay, wound up driving in 8 of the 14 runs. Pretty impressive. Prop bet cheat sheet likes Brandon Lau to score a run. The price is only plus 105. It's heavily juiced to the under at minus 150, but it is a 50% cover probability, 11% expected value, 4-star play. So I don't normally get involved with this, but because he was so hot scoring so many runs, I think it's worth a flyer at plus 120. You can look around. Sorry, wrong price. It's plus 120. Bet365 has got this at plus 120. Shop around and find a good price. But he has been so hot. It's been, back-to-back games without him scoring a run. I think he'll score a run here up against a pitcher for the Rays. For the Tigers, who is an opener. We're going to be into the bullpen fast. Sawyer Gibson Long will probably go 3 innings. He's gone 3 2/3, 4 2/3, and 3 innings. He's given up 1, 1, and 3 earned runs, and then we get into the bullpen here. I mean, I'm not a big fan of the Tigers pitching outside of the best pitcher in the game, in Skubal. I don't think that Flaherty is that good of a pitcher. He got lit up again yesterday, and Baz was great. Flaherty went 2 1/3, 8 earned runs. Did not even see the 4th inning. So the bullpen got used a ton in the Tampa Bay Heat yesterday. Tigers threw 4 pitchers out of the bullpen yesterday. So a lot of guys, a lot of high leverage guys have come in and already thrown. So we're back into the bullpen here for the Tigers. So to score a run for Lau is plus 120. Let's take a half a unit and throw it on that. Okay. Again, prop bet cheat sheet. I'm going to kind of dabble and tip my toe and kind of get into it that way. I don't like to go kind of head first until I have a really good feel for where we are here at least on this podcast. I like to be a little bit more conservative. So we're going to go a half a unit on Brandon Lau plus 120 to score a run. But I'm also going to talk about him to drive in a run because the prop bet cheat sheet loves this, that Lau will drive a run in today. This is a 52% cover probability, but a plus 62 expected value. Big value there. 5-star play. He did not drive in a run the last 2 games, but he did on the 18th. And this is a plus. I mean, you can get all sorts of cool prices on this. You can get as good as plus 210 on this. Plus 210 on Brandon Lau to go ahead and drive in a run here. And the prop bet cheat sheet likes it a lot. I mean, these are, again, plays that I like. I think I've played them this week. I've played RBIs. I have played I've played a Brandon Lau RBI. I've played a Brandon Lau run scored. Trying to think of what else have I played on this for Brandon Lau. That price is wrong, so I need to correct the price on that. That's what I was doing just there for a second because we want to go ahead and grab plus 120 on that, not plus. Oh, sorry. Okay, that's why. Hold on a second. Let me go ahead and correct that because that's not what I wanted. I was looking at that for a second, and that's not the price that we wanted on this because we have to export this properly. Oh, that's what I didn't do. Okay, so let's do that, and then we can correct it for the DJ play. So we're going to play Lau over 1.5 runs scored here today, and we're going to play Lau over 1.5 RBIs today at plus 210. Okay, so 2 good shots at plus money. We just need one of the 2 to hit. We go ahead and cover the other one. We make money, basically. So let's go ahead and if we hit the over on a run, even great. So here's the fun thing. If Brandon Lau hits a home run, we cover both bets. So we hit them both. So it's great. RBI and run scored. So we want a Brandon Lau home run. That would be awesome to come in. Equally, I want to look at the total for the game at 8.5. And 14-8 was the score in game 1. If you look on the road, scores for the Tigers recently have been 14-8, 4-1, 10-1, 5-3, 3-2, 5-4, 8-1, 13-1. They're going over consistently. On the flip side, the Rays are scoring a ton, and the Rays now are 26-22 at home. And the Rays, look at their scores. Going back to the Red Sox series, 10-8, 3-1, and 4-3. I was on the road. 7-5, 8-4, 9-0 on the road against the Mets. 7-1, 5-1, 12-8, and 4-1 at home against the Orioles. And now 14-8 here. The pitcher, it's a bullpen game for the Tigers, and Peapot, I always forget the guy's name, but we looked at him before. He's been up and down. He was great his last start against the Baltimore Orioles, a 7-1 win, 8 innings, 1 earned run. But the time before that, gave up 3 earned runs on the road to the Red Sox and a 3-1 loss against Texas, a 4-3 win. He went 6 innings, gave up 2 earned runs. Against Houston, a 2-1 loss. He went 6 2/3, gave up no earned runs. Against Toronto, a 13-0 win, 7 innings, and no earned runs. I think the Rays are going to score. I don't mind a team total over for the Rays, but I just think we're going to see offense here in the middle of the day in Tampa. This is a game in which we're going to see, and there's a lot of these games where they try to get the game in a little earlier because of the issues, because of what's gone on for Tampa. And this game is on MLB Network. It is a 12:10 Eastern time start. Over 8.5, Detroit and Tampa. And Brandon Lau over a half a run and over a half of an RBI. Okay, so 3 bets in one game. I'm going to try to narrow my search when it comes to Major League Baseball and try to attack one game rather than kind of spray the board. Let's look at one game. Now, it also means you can fade all this because if it's a 2-1 baseball game and Lau doesn't do anything, then I'm dead. And I'm going to go 0-3 on this and wind up being down over 2 units on this game. So we'll see how this goes from an experiment standpoint, but this is kind of how I'm going to approach Major League Baseball on days that I don't love the entire board. Because I don't love the entire board. The Red Sox are throwing Brian Bayo on the road. Landon Roop has been very good. I lean towards the Giants to win that game. Mitch Keller's at home against Kumar Rocker for Texas. I like the under in that game. Chicago and Toronto, after I just bet on the Blue Jays to score a lot of runs, thinking they got blanked. I like them to bounce back and score here today. Baltimore is on the road at the Yankees. Clark Schmidt going for the Yankees against Zach Eflin. I like the Yankees on the run line in that game. And then you've got the Dodgers and the Washington Nationals with Dustin May going up against Jake Irvin. So I don't mind that. So there's some games on there that I like, but they're all leans. They're not solid games that I like that I want to bet. So 3 bets, 1 game, Detroit and Tampa, first game of the day. Let's get into it. Now, Coastal, game 1, up against LSU. So here's what we've got. Cade Anderson going for LSU. Over 100 innings pitched, has an ERA about 3.4. He just pitched incredibly against Arkansas. He is a tremendous, tremendous pitcher. He has 170 Ks. He's number 3 on the LSU single-season strikeout list, only behind Ben McDonald and Paul Skeens, 2 pretty good pitchers. He's number 1 in the SEC this year in strikeouts. He's number 1 in the SEC in innings pitched. He's number 1 in wins. He's number 9 in ERA and number 10 in opposing batting average. He is a first-team All-American, Golden Spikes Award semifinalist, number 1 in the nation in strikeouts, not just SEC, but number 1 in the nation, number 7 in the nation in strikeouts per 9 innings, and number 14 in strikeout to walk ratio. He's really darn good. Now, the kid he's playing for Coastal, up against Coastal, Riley Ecoff, 3 ERA. He's a stable arm for a team that has won 26 consecutive games. 26 consecutive games. I don't mind taking Coastal on the run line at plus 1.5 runs, but that's minus 140. It's really expensive to do that. This feels like a 3-2 game, okay? One way or the other, LSU or Coastal. But with these darn bats, it makes it scary, okay? I'm not going to lie. It makes it worrisome when you have the bats, the aluminum bats, the big ballpark at Charles Schwab in Omaha. So with both these teams, I'm betting under 8.5. But at some point during this game, I will look to middle it. Like if we get an in game that's somewhere around like over 6.5 or over 5.5, bet over. Okay? Just because in the later innings, I am concerned about the bullpens that come in for both these teams. Both teams are well rested. They have their best high leverage arms. But this is when College World Series baseball gets a little hairy because we might need like a 5-1 win one way or the other. I cannot fade the Chanticleers. I can't. I can't fade Coastal. They've won 26 straight games. But LSU is the best team in the country with the best pitcher in the country on the mound. And they're going to have a massive home field advantage. LSU is going to have tons of fans there on top of Livy Dunn. We're going to bet it live, but pregame under 8.5 and hope that both pitchers are sharp early here in Game 1 of the College World Series. All right, so plays for today. Brandon Lau over a half a RBI at plus 165. Brandon Lau over a half a run at plus 210 for a half a unit. Rays Tigers over 8.5 for the game at minus 110. And Coastal and LSU under 8.5 at minus 115 in the Game 1 of the College World Series. My name is Matt Perrault. You guys can follow me across all my socials at Sports Talk Matt every morning, wherever you guys get your podcasts. It is the Daily Juice.